Welcome friends. In this session, we consider homomorphism, which are functions that relate the structure of one group G to the structure of group G dash. We also consider kernels, which are subgroups associated with homomorphisms. A discussion on normal subgroups is also made. We close the session with a brief description of automorphism. Group homomorphism. Definition. A function phi of a group G into a group G dash is a homomorphism or group homomorphism if phi of AB is equal to phi of A into phi of B for every AB belongs to G. Equation number 1. Remark 1. In equation 1, the product AB on the left hand side takes place in G, while the product phi of A into phi of B on the right hand side takes place in G dash. More precisely, if G is with the operation star and G dash with the operation star dash, then a homomorphism phi is a function phi from G to G dash satisfying the following property: phi of A star B is equal to phi of A star dash phi of B for every AB belongs to G. Equation number 2. Remark 2. If phi is from G to G dash is a homomorphism and A, B, C belongs to G, then phi of A, B, C is equal to phi of A into phi of B into phi of C. This can be seen as follows. Phi of A, B, C is equal to phi of A, B into C, as A, B, C is equal to A, B into C, which is equal to phi of A, B into phi of C, as phi is a homomorphism, which is equal to phi of A into phi of B into phi of C, again since phi is a homomorphism. Example 1. Trivial group homomorphism. For any groups G and G dash, there is always at least one homomorphism, namely the trivial homomorphism defined by phi of G is equal to E dash for every G in G. Equation number 3, where E dash is the identity element in G dash. The map defined in 3 maps each element in G to the identity element in G dash. We verify that phi defined in 3 a homomorphism. For A, B belongs to G, phi of A, B is equal to E dash by the definition of phi, which is equal to E dash into E dash, since E dash is the identity element, which is equal to phi of A into phi of B, since by the definition of phi, phi of A is equal to E dash, which is equal to phi of B. Example 2. Reduction modulo n. Z is a group of integers under usual addition and Zn is group of integers modulo n under the operation addition modulo n. Consider the natural map, that is the canonical map, gamma of Z into Zn given by gamma of M is equal to R, where R is a non-negative remainder obtained when M is divided by N. Show that gamma is a homomorphism. Solution. Here note that the operation in Z is plus the usual addition and that in Zn is the addition modulo n. We need to show that gamma of S plus T is equal to gamma of S addition modulo n gamma of T. Now, S T belong to Z can be written by division algorithm as S is equal to Q1 n plus R1 0 less than or equal to R1 less than n, and T is equal to Q2 n plus R2 0 less than or equal to R2 less than n. Hence, by the definition of gamma, gamma of S is equal to R1, gamma of T is equal to R2, and therefore, gamma of S addition modulo n gamma of T is equal to R1 addition modulo n R2, which is equal to R3. If R1 plus R2 is equal to Q3 n plus R3, equation number 4. Also, S plus T is equal to Q1 n plus R1 plus Q2 n plus R2, which is equal to Q1 plus Q2 into n plus R1 plus R2, which is equal to Q1 plus Q2 into n plus Q3 n plus R3, which is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 into n plus R3. Therefore, gamma of S plus T is equal to remainder obtained when S plus T is divided by N, which is equal to R3, equation number 5. From 4 and 5 we have gamma of s plus t is equal to gamma of s addition modulo n gamma of t. Example 3. Evaluation homomorphism. R is the additive group of real numbers. Let f be the additive group of all functions mapping r into r, and let c be any real number. Let phi of c from f to r be the evaluation homomorphism defined by phi c of f is equal to f of c for f in f. Recall that by definition, the sum of two functions f and g is the function f plus g whose value at x is f of x plus g of x. Thus, we have phi c of f plus g is equal to f plus g of c, which is equal to f of c plus g of c, which is equal to phi c of f plus phi c of g. So, phi of c is a homomorphism. Example 4. Let Rn be the additive group of column vectors with a real number components. Let A be a m by n matrix of real numbers. Let phi from Rn to Rm be defined by phi of v is equal to Av for each column vector v in Rn. Then phi is a homomorphism, since for v w in Rn, matrix algebra shows that phi of v plus w is equal to a into v plus w, which is equal to av plus aw, which is equal to phi of v plus phi of w. In linear algebra, such a map computed by multiplying a column vector on the left by a matrix A is known as linear transformation. Example 5. Recall that a matrix A is invertible if and only if its determinant A is non-zero. Let GLNR be the multiplicative group of all invertible n by n matrices. Also, using result from matrix theory for matrices A, B belongs to GLNR, we have determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. This means that determinant function is a homomorphism that maps GLNR into the multiplicative group of non-zero real numbers. Example 6. Let f be the additive group of continuous real valued functions with the domain 0, 1, and let R be the additive group of real numbers. The map sigma from f to R defined by sigma of f is equal to integral 0 to 1 fx dx for f in f is a homomorphism as for any f g belongs to f, sigma of f plus g is equal to integral 0 to 1 f plus g of x dx, which is equal to integral 0 to 1 fx plus gx dx, which is equal to integral 0 to 1 fx dx plus integral 0 to 1 gx dx, which is equal to sigma of f plus sigma of g. Example 7. Set 2 is a group under addition modulo 2. Also, let Sn be symmetric group on n letters. Define phi from Sn to set 2 by phi of sigma is equal to 0 if sigma is an even permutation, which is equal to 1 if sigma is an odd permutation. Show that phi is a group homomorphism. Solution. We have to show that for all choices of sigma mu belongs to Sn, phi of sigma mu is equal to phi of sigma addition modulo 2 phi of mu. Equation number 6. Note that the operation on the left hand side is permutation multiplication, that is function composition, and that on the right hand side is addition modulo 2. Case 1. Both sigma and mu are odd. Then each of sigma and mu can be expressed as a product of odd number of transpositions, and hence sigma mu is a product of odd number plus odd number, which is equal to even number of transpositions. Thus, phi of sigma mu is equal to 0 by the definition of phi. Also, being odd permutation, the images of sigma and mu are 1, that is phi of sigma is equal to 1 and phi of mu is equal to 1. Hence, phi of sigma addition modulo 2 phi of mu is equal to 1 addition modulo 2 1, which is equal to 0. That is, we have shown that LHS and RHS of equation 6 are the same in this case. The three remaining cases to be considered are case 2, sigma odd and mu even. Case 3, sigma even and mu odd. Case 4, both sigma and mu are even. Checking of these three cases are left to the assignments. Theorem 1. Let phi from G to G dash be a group homomorphism of G onto G dash. If G is abelian, then G dash is abelian. Proof. To show that G dash is abelian, we want to show that for all A dash B dash belongs to G dash, A dash B dash is equal to B dash A dash. Let A dash B dash belongs to G dash. Since phi is onto, there exists A B belongs to G such that phi of A is equal to A dash and phi of B is equal to B dash. Now, A dash B dash is equal to phi of A into phi of B, which is equal to phi of AB, since phi is a homomorphism, which is equal to phi of BA, as G is abelian and AB is equal to BA, which is equal to phi of B into phi of A, since phi is a homomorphism, which is equal to B dash into A dash. Hence, G dash is abelian. Definition. Let phi be a function from a set X into a set Y, and let A subset of X and B subset of Y. The image phi of A under phi is given by phi of A is equal to set phi of A such that A belongs to A. The inverse image phi inverse B of B is given by phi inverse B, which is equal to set X belongs to X such that phi of X belongs to B. Remark. Phi of A is a subset of Y and phi inverse of B is a subset of X. Theorem 2. Let phi be a homomorphism of a group G into a group G dash. 1. If E is the identity in G, then phi of E is the identity E dash in G dash. 2. If A belongs to G, then phi of A inverse is equal to phi of A inverse. 3. If H is a subgroup of G, then phi of H is a subgroup of G dash. 4. If K dash is a subgroup of G dash, then phi inverse of K dash is a subgroup of G. In other words, phi preserves the identity, inverse and subgroups. Proof. Let phi be a homomorphism of G into G dash. Also suppose E is the identity in G and E dash is the identity in G dash. Then 1. Phi of A is equal to phi of AE is equal to phi of A into phi of E, and phi of A is equal to phi of EA, which is equal to phi of E into phi of A. Therefore, phi of A into phi of E is equal to phi of A, which is equal to phi of E into phi of A. Thus, phi of E must be the identity E dash in G dash. Alternatively, one can be proved as follows. We note that phi of A is equal to phi of AE, which is equal to phi of A into phi of E. Multiplying on the left by phi of A inverse, we see that E dash is equal to phi of E, showing that phi of E is the identity E dash in G dash. 2. Phi of E is equal to phi of A inverse, which is equal to phi of A into phi of A inverse, and phi of E is equal to phi of A inverse A, which is equal to phi of A inverse into phi of A. Therefore, phi of A into phi of A inverse is equal to phi of E, which is equal to phi of A inverse into phi of A. Since phi of E is the identity in G dash, this shows that inverse of phi of A is phi of A inverse, that is phi of A inverse is equal to phi of A inverse. Alternatively, 2 can be proved as follows. The equation E dash is equal to phi of E, which is equal to phi of A inverse, which is equal to phi of A into phi of A inverse, shows that phi of A inverse is equal to phi of A inverse. 3. Let H be a subgroup of G. We prove that phi of H is a subgroup of G. Closure property. Let phi of A and phi of B be any two elements in phi of H. Since A, B belongs to H and H is a subgroup of G, AB belongs to H, and hence phi of AB belongs to phi of H. Also, since phi of A into phi of B is equal to phi of AB, we have phi of A into phi of B belongs to phi of H, proving the closure property. Existence of identity. As E belongs to H, E dash is equal to phi of E belongs to phi of H. Existence of inverse. If phi of A belongs to phi of H, then A belongs to H, and since H is a subgroup, A inverse belongs to H, and hence phi of A inverse belongs to phi of H. Equation number 7. From 2 above, we have phi of A inverse is equal to phi of A inverse, and hence by 6 phi of A inverse belongs to phi of H. That is, every phi of A belongs to phi of H has its inverse phi of A inverse belongs to phi of H. 4. Let K dash be a subgroup of G dash. Suppose A, B belongs to phi inverse K dash, then phi of A, phi of B belongs to K dash, and since K dash is a subgroup of G dash, by the closure property, phi of A into phi of B belongs to K dash. Equation number 8. Now, since phi is a homomorphism, phi of AB is equal to phi of A into phi of B, and hence 8 implies phi of AB belongs to K dash, which implies AB belongs to phi inverse of K dash, showing the closure property of the operation in phi inverse of K dash being a subgroup of phi of G. K dash contains the identity phi of E of phi of G. Now, phi of E belongs to K dash implies E belongs to phi inverse of K dash. Hence, the identity element in G is in phi inverse of K dash. If A belongs to phi inverse of K dash, then phi of A belongs to K dash, and since K dash is a subgroup of G dash, phi of A inverse belongs to K dash, and so phi of A inverse belongs to K dash implies A inverse belongs to phi inverse of K dash. Using all the above, we have phi inverse of K dash is a subgroup of G. Kernel of a homomorphism. We now describe kernels, which are subgroups associated with homomorphisms. Definition: kernel of a homomorphism. The kernel of a homomorphism phi of a group G into a group G dash is the set of all elements of G mapped onto the identity element E dash of G dash by phi. Kernel of phi is usually denoted by ker phi. Then, by definition, kernel of phi is equal to set of all x in G such that phi of x is equal to E dash, which is equal to phi inverse of set of all E dash. Example 7. We have seen in example 2 that the natural map, that is canonical map, gamma from Z to Zn given by gamma of M is equal to R, where R is the remainder obtained when M is divided by N, is a homomorphism. Its kernel is given by kernel gamma is equal to set consisting of M belongs to set such that gamma of M is equal to 0, which is equal to set M belong to set such that the remainder obtained when M is divided by N is 0, which is equal to set M belongs to set such that M is an integer multiple of N, which is equal to N set. Example 8. R is a group under addition and C star is the multiplicative group of non-zero complex numbers. Then the map phi from R to C star given by phi of x is equal to cos x plus I sin x is a homomorphism, because for xy in R, phi of x plus y is equal to cos x plus y plus I sin x plus y, which is equal to exy, which is equal to ex into ey, which is equal to cos x plus I sin x into cos y plus I sin y, which is equal to phi of x into phi of y. Note that cos x plus I sin x is equal to 1 if and only if x is equal to 2 pi n, if for some integer n. Now, the kernel of the homomorphism is given by kernel phi is equal to set of all x in R such that phi of x is equal to cos x plus I sin x is equal to 1, which is equal to set consisting of x belongs to R such that x is equal to 2 pi n, which is equal to the additive cyclic subgroup of R generated by 2 pi. Theorem 3. Suppose G be a group with identity E and G dash be a group with identity E dash. A homomorphism phi from G to G dash is 1 to 1 if and only if kernel of phi is equal to set E. Proof. Suppose G be a group with identity E and G dash be a group with identity E dash. By part 1 of theorem 2, we know that if phi is from G to G dash is a homomorphism, then phi of E is equal to E dash. Hence, certainly E belongs to kernel of phi, and so set E subset of kernel of phi. Now, suppose the homomorphism phi from G to G dash is 1 to 1. Then the only element of G that is mapped to E dash in G dash is E, so that kernel of phi is equal to set E. Conversely, suppose kernel of phi is equal to set E. To prove phi is 1 to 1, we have to show that phi of A is equal to phi of B implies A is equal to B. Now, phi of A is equal to phi of B implies by pre-multiplying both sides by phi of A inverse, phi of A inverse into phi of A is equal to phi of A inverse into phi of B, implies as phi is a homomorphism that phi of A inverse into A is equal to phi of A inverse into B, implies phi of E is equal to phi of A inverse B, implies E dash is equal to phi of A inverse B, implies E dash is equal to phi of A inverse B. That is, phi inverse B belongs to kernel of phi. Since kernel of phi is equal to set E, we must have A inverse B is equal to E, and this implies by pre-multiplying both sides by A that B is equal to A. Thus, phi of A is equal to phi of B implies A is equal to B, and hence phi is 1 to 1. Definition. A homomorphism phi from G to G dash that is also 1 to 1 is called a monomorphism. Phi is called an epimorphism if it is a homomorphism from G on to G dash. A 1 to 1 and on to homomorphism phi from G to G dash is called an isomorphism. Normal subgroup. Definition. A subgroup N of a group G is a normal or invariant subgroup of G if for every G in G and for every N in N, G and G inverse belongs to N. Equivalently, if for G in G we take G and G inverse is equal to set G and G inverse such that N belongs to N, then N is a normal subgroup of G if and only if G and G inverse subset of N for every G in G. Example 9. Two normal groups associated with a given group. Let G be a group. It is obvious that both the improper subgroup G and the trivial subgroup set E of a group G are normal subgroups. Theorem 4. N is a normal subgroup of G if and only if G and G inverse is equal to N for every G in G. Proof. If G and G inverse is equal to N for every G in G, certainly G and G inverse contained in N for every G in G. So, by the definition, it follows that N is normal in G. Conversely, suppose that N is a normal subgroup of G. Thus, if G belongs to G, G and G inverse contained in N, and also G inverse N G is equal to G inverse N G inverse inverse contained in N. Now, since G inverse N G contained in N, N is equal to G into G inverse N G into G inverse contained in G and G inverse which is contained in N, and hence G and G inverse is equal to N. In view of theorem 4, we give an alternate definition for normal subgroup as follows. Definition. A subgroup N of a group G is a normal if G and G inverse is equal to N for every G in G. Theorem 5. The subgroup N of G is a normal subgroup of G if and only if every left coset of N in G is a right coset of N in G. Proof. If N is a normal subgroup of G, then for every G in G, G and G inverse is equal to N, and hence Gn G inverse into G is equal to Ng. That is Gn into G inverse G is equal to Ng. That is Gn is equal to Ng. That is Gn is equal to Ng. And so the left coset Gn is the right coset Ng. Conversely, suppose that every left coset of n in G is a right coset of n in G. Thus, for G in G being a left coset, Gn must be a right coset. What right coset can it be? We claim that the left coset Gn is the right coset Ng. Since G is equal to Ge belongs to Gn, whatever right coset Gn turn out to be, it must contain the element G. However, G is in the right coset Ng and two distinct right cosets have no element in common. So, this right coset is unique. Thus, Gn is equal to Ng follows. Hence, Gn G inverse is equal to Ng G inverse, which is equal to n, and so n is a normal subgroup of G. In view of theorem 5, we give an alternate definition for normal subgroup. Definition: a subgroup H of a group G is normal if its left and right cosets coincide, that is, if GH is equal to HG for all G in G. Theorem 6. A subgroup N of G is a normal subgroup of G if and only if the product of two right cosets of N in G is again a right coset of N in G. Proof: suppose N is a normal subgroup of G and that AB belongs to G, consider NA into NB. Since N is normal in G, by the definition stated just above, the statement of this theorem AN is equal to NA, and so NA into NB is equal to N into AN into B, which is equal to N into NA into B, which is equal to NNAB, which is equal to NAB. This shows that product of two right cosets of N in G is again a right coset of N in G. Proof of the converse part is left as an assignment. In view of theorem 5, the following is another version of theorem 6. Theorem 6, second version. A subgroup N of G is a normal subgroup of G if and only if the product of two left cosets of N in G is again a left coset of N in G. Theorem 7. Every subgroup of an abelian group is a normal subgroup. Proof: let G be an abelian group and H be one of its subgroup. We have to show that H is normal. For this, we show that G inverse belong to H for every H in H and for every G in G. Now, for H in H and G in G, we have G inverse is equal to G into H G inverse by the associativity in G, which is equal to G into G inverse H as G is abelian, which is equal to G into G inverse into H again by the associativity in G, which is equal to EH, since G inverse is equal to E, which is equal to H. Hence, for every H in H and for every G in G, G inverse belongs to H. Hence, H is normal. The above shows that every subgroup of an abelian group is a normal subgroup. Example 10. Subgroup of a non-abelian group need not be normal. Consider S3, the symmetric group of 3 letters. Then S3 has 3 factorial, which is equal to 6 elements, and they are: rho naught is equal to 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Mu 1 is equal to 1 to 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 2. Rho 1 is equal to 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 1. Mu 2 is equal to 1 to 3, 2 to 2, 3 to 1. Rho 2 is equal to 1 to 3, 2 to 1, 3 to 2. Mu 3 is equal to 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 3 to 3. The finite group table 1 of S3 is as follows. Let G is equal to S3 and let H is equal to set rho naught mu 1. Then from table 1, it can be seen that H is a subgroup of G, but H is not a normal subgroup. For mu 1 belongs to H and rho 1 belongs to G, but rho 1 inverse mu 1 rho 1 is equal to rho 2 mu 1 rho 1, which is equal to mu 2, not an element of H. The following result says that homomorphism carries normal subgroup to subgroups. Theorem 8. Let phi be a homomorphism of a group G into a group G dash. If H is a normal subgroup of G, then phi of H is a normal subgroup of G dash. If K dash is a normal subgroup of G dash, then phi inverse of K dash is a normal subgroup of G. Proof. Let phi be a homomorphism of G into G dash. Suppose H is normal in G and let phi of G belong to phi of G. Phi of H belong to phi of H. Now, phi of G inverse phi of H into phi of G is equal to phi of G inverse phi of H phi of G. Using remark 2 to the definition of homomorphism, and since phi of G inverse is equal to phi of G inverse, which is equal to phi of G inverse Hg, equation number 2. Since G inverse Hg belongs to H, phi of G inverse Hg belongs to phi of H. Hence, from 2 we have for every phi of H belongs to phi of H and for every phi of G belongs to phi of G, phi of G inverse into phi of H into phi of G belongs to phi of H, showing that phi of H is normal in phi of G. If K dash is a normal subgroup in phi of G, then for B belongs to phi inverse of K dash and G belongs to G, we have phi of G inverse BG is equal to phi of G inverse into phi of B into phi of G, which is equal to phi of G inverse into phi of B into phi of G, equation number 3. Since phi of G belongs to G, phi of B belongs to K dash and K dash is normal in G dash, we have phi of G inverse into phi of B into phi of G belongs to K dash. Hence, by equation 3, we have phi of G inverse BG belongs to K dash, and this implies G inverse BG belongs to phi inverse of K dash. Hence, phi inverse of K dash is normal in G. The following result follows from second part of theorem 8. Theorem 9. If phi is from G to G dash is a group homomorphism, then kernel phi is a normal subgroup of G. Proof. We note that if phi is from G to G dash is a homomorphism and if E dash is the identity element in G dash, then by the definition of kernel, kernel of phi is equal to phi inverse set E dash, equation number 4. Also noting that the trivial subgroup E dash is a normal subgroup of G dash. Theorem 8 implies that phi inverse of E dash is a normal subgroup of G. Hence, from equation 4, kernel of phi is a normal subgroup of G. Canonical map. The following result is an immediate consequence of the definition of coset multiplication in terms of multiplication of representatives. Recall that if H be a subgroup of a group G, then the subset AH is equal to set AH such that H in H of G is the left coset of H containing A, while HA is equal to set HA such that H belongs to H is the right coset of H containing A. Theorem 10. If N is a normal subgroup of a group G, then the canonical map or natural map gamma from G to G by N given by gamma of A is equal to AN for A in G is a homomorphism. Proof. For AB in G, gamma of AB is equal to ABN, which is equal to AN into BN, which is equal to gamma of A into gamma of B. Example 11. Let G be the group of non-zero complex numbers under multiplication and let N be any positive integer. Show that the mapping f from G to G defined by f of z is equal to z raised to n is homomorphism. What is the kernel of this homomorphism? Solution. If z1 z2 belongs to G, then f of z1 z2 is equal to z1 z2 raised to n, which is equal to z1 raised to n z2 raised to n, since G is abelian, which is equal to f of z1 into f of z2. Hence, f is a homomorphism. Since 1 is the identity element of the given group G, the kernel of f consisting of all z in G such that f of z is equal to z raised to n, which is equal to 1. Now, the solutions of the equation z raised to n is equal to 1 are the nth roots of unity, which are n in numbers. Thus, the kernel of f consists of the nth roots of unity. Automorphism. Definition. An automorphism of a group G is an isomorphism of G onto itself. Example 12. Let G be any group. The identity map I from G to G that sends each element in G to itself is an automorphism on G. Definition. Let G be a group. For G in G, define Tg from G to G by Tg of x is equal to G inverse xg. Tg is an automorphism and is called the inner automorphism corresponding to G in G. Remark. If G is non-abelian, there is a pair A, B in G such that AB not is equal to BA. But then TA of B is equal to A inverse BA not is equal to B, so that TA not equal to 1. Thus, for a non-abelian group G, there always exists non-trivial automorphism. Definition. Two subgroups H and K of a group G are conjugate if H is equal to A inverse Ka for some A in G. Example 12. Consider the symmetric group S3. Let G is equal to S3 and let H is equal to set rho naught mu 1. Then we have noted that H is a subgroup of G and rho 1 inverse mu 1 rho 1 is equal to rho 2 mu 1 rho 1 which is equal to mu 2 belongs to H. Also rho 1 inverse rho naught rho 1 is equal to rho 1 inverse rho 1 which is equal to rho naught belongs to H. Hence rho 1 inverse K rho 1 is equal to H, where H is equal to set rho naught mu 1 and K is equal to set rho naught mu 2. Hence set rho naught mu 1 and set rho naught mu 2 are conjugate subspaces of S3. Now let us have a quick look at what we have discussed in this session. In this session, we have considered homomorphism, which are functions that relate the structure of one group G to the structure of group G dash. A brief description of kernels that are subgroups associated with homomorphisms. A discussion on normal subgroup have been made. Automorphism, which is an isomorphism from a group onto itself, is also introduced. Now try to answer the following questions. Determine which of the following maps are homomorphisms. If the map is a homomorphism, describe the image and the kernel. 1. Phi from Z to R under the addition given by phi of n is equal to n. 2. Phi from R to Z under the addition given by phi of x is equal to x, the greatest integer less than or equal to x. 3. Phi from R star to R star under multiplication given by phi of x is equal to mod x. 4. Phi from Z6 to Z2 given by phi of x is equal to the remainder of x when divided by 2. Hope you enjoyed this session. See you next time. Till then, bye bye.